I'm sorry to interrupt, but do you know who's giving the epic presentation Thursday night before the regional?
What's that?
Who is giving the epic presentation before regional? Will it be Scott Rowe or Mitch Nelson?
I don't know. I don't have that information. Has anybody else heard what that's going to be? We'll try and get that information for you.
Thank you.
You betcha. Thanks for your question. Well, let's get right into today's instructor. Is going to be Shelly Reeder. She's one of the first people that I met when I came into, got my Renatus education and came into Team Elevate a little more than a year and a half ago. She's been someone very active in all of our meetings. We've seen her there as a greeter and making sure that people are registered and checking them in at our meetings. She's had, I don't know how many events at her own home that has helped people prepare for success. And she's here this morning to give us a few more concepts of how we can do that. Good morning, Shelly.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Go ahead, Shelly.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for that great introduction, Ron. Thank you. I just watch you, and I'm watching you grow over these years that we've known each other, and it just is so exciting to see you and all your growth and to listen to you on these calls every morning. Thank you so much. I appreciate all you do and all you're doing for all of us. So thank you.
My pleasure.
So anyways, I got asked last night late, right after EMT, because I started EMT. And those of you that have been through EMT know what I'm talking about, how you've got a lot on your plate. So it's been I'm prepared and I'm ready and it's going to be perfect and I'm jumping in and I'm excited about it. So, and especially with all I have on my plate. So it can be overwhelming at times. However, I just take one little thing at a time and work on that one thing and get that done and then move on to my next task. And that just seems to work and it just seems to flow and it seems to go really well. But this morning what I wanted to train on, I'm going to train on a little bit of some stuff that I've just got from EMT, a little bit of self-development, and then, a little bit of, inviting people down and getting them involved and introducing them to our opportunity. So the very first thing that I wanted to talk about was The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. I'm sure a lot of you guys have listened to it in Audible. If you haven't, I recommend that book. I recommend that you listen to it and listen to it over and over and over. They say repetitiveness is the key to all learning. And when I first started, there's so much to offer here. You don't know where to start. But I really grasped that key concept of repeating it. So I get on my Audible, and I listen to my Audible in my car all the time. I don't listen to the radio anymore in my car at all. I just listen to Audible. That is my self-development time, which I love. So I just listen to Audible books and I listen to them over and over and over and over and over. So I think that is key. And when you do that, all of a sudden you'll hear something that you didn't hear the first time or the second time or the third time. And you'll be like, oh my gosh, there's another key concept that I can put into my life and make it work. And I want you guys all to know, for me, sometimes I would read these books and I'd be like, oh my gosh, if I don't do it perfect, if I don't do it exactly how he says in the book, it's not going to, be effective. But that is so not true. That was a limiting belief that I had and that I put on myself. And now I realize, from Michael Huggins, playing the perfect game. So I play the perfect game now every day in everything I do. It doesn't matter the outcome or how it turns out. It's perfect. And with The Miracle Morning, he talks about the 7 savers. And I love it because it's just the 7 savers. I also downloaded an app on my phone to help me with this. And the 7 savers are, number 1 is you get up in the morning, drink a glass of water, brush your teeth, take a shower, have your tea, whatever you need to do to get that going. It doesn't have to be in any special order either. But the savers are, the number 1, the first thing is, on my app, I can time 10 minutes down to 1 minute if I wanted to. And the first saver is silence. So it's just a moment of silence, or maybe 10 minutes of silence. And me, I have a squirrel brain. So sometimes that moment of silence, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm thinking about this, thinking about that, thinking about that. And but it's perfect and it works out. I'm just preparing myself and my body and my mind to adapt that habit of being in that moment of silence. And it's just perfect for me where it is. Sometimes I get up and I do that moment of silence and it's magical and it's just perfect and I'm not a squirrel and I'm not thinking. But other times, it's different. It's different every time. But I know that if I continue this practice and continue to do it, my mind will quiet down and I can get into those moments of silence. And those moments of silence is where you find clarity. And clarity is so big in this business. When you can get clear on what steps you need to take, and you can listen to that inner voice inside that tells you what steps to take and what direction to take, it's easy. And that's what I do is I listen to that little voice that tells me to do something. One day it told me that I needed to go up downtown where all the homeless were, and I needed to get about some bottles of water and little snacks. And that was kind of scary for me because it's a scary place up there, and I've never done something like that. But I, enrolled David. Of course, David loves to do that. That's not a fear of his at all. And him and I went and did that. But that was the clarity that I find in those moments of silence when it's telling me to do something and then I act upon that. So the next saver is affirmations. Affirmations are so magical. I love affirmations. And when I do affirmations, I stand up straight, I get tall, I get proud. And then I also kind of do this little hip movement. I do my hips in a figure 8. The reason why I do that, and people may think you're crazy, you may think you're crazy, and then say them out loud, but it's okay. The wealthy people that do this, they're the ones that are crazy, and if they're crazy, then I'm all about it. Sign me up. So the reason why I engage my body in the savers in the affirmations is because when you engage your body, you actually are able to retain it more, and it actually. Hello, am I there?
Shelly, I can hear you. Is everybody else still okay?
Okay, good. Sorry, I just thought I went silent for a minute. It says I'm in a basement. But anyways, so engage your body in your affirmations and get up and if you exercise, say your affirmations while you're exercising. I've known about affirmations for years, even before I came into Renatus, and I would say them and I would do them, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this isn't working, and the reason why it wasn't working is because your affirmations are just like exercise. If you only exercise here and there, you're not going to see the results. But if you exercise daily, on day 11, you're going to start to see some results. On day 20, you're going to see some more results. On day 30, you're going to see some more results. So affirmations need to be just like your exercises. They need to be done consistently and daily. And it's so weird. I just got that aha moment just a couple days ago about my affirmations. So I am committed every day to do affirmations. And I wrote down a bunch of affirmations yesterday that I'm going to use from EMT. And then I have some affirmations I posted on my mirror in my bedroom. And so that I can see them every day, so that I know that they're there and that I will use them. Also, the next saver is your visual board. So your visual board, make sure you have a visual board. If you don't have one, get one. And I know some people have them on their little app, their phone apps, and that's great if you're a person who will get up, and when you're doing your 10 minutes or 1 minute or whatever your time frame you're doing your visualization, you're visualizing your dream board and you're pulling it up on your app on your phone. I actually have a physical dream board. And with my physical dream board, the same things the same thing as like my affirmations, I wasn't doing it consistently. I had it up, but some things have come into my life from my visual board. But I just really got it the other day. I'm like, you know what? I need to really sit down and look at this visual board on a daily basis, even if it's just for 20 seconds. So that's what I've been doing with my savers, is because it's part of, the savers. So it's my visual board. So I get my visual board out now and I take at least 20 minutes to admire it, and to look at it and to really bring that feeling into my body. I've got feeling rich at $38,000, feeling rich at 50,000, feeling rich at 75,000, feeling rich at 100,000. I have a bunch of properties that are going to be my fix and flips. I've got a home up in the mountains here in Utah, and I've got a home on the coast of Oregon on there that I want. And I've got, just me, exercising, losing weight, feeling great, and regenerating my body. And I've got sayings on it as well. And I've just really started to really look at it and feel it. And I've known about visual boards for years too. And I used to do it a long time ago. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this visual thing. And then what would happen is things would start, some of those things would start coming into my life, but they didn't come in how I expected them to come into my life. Like one day I visualized a boat, and then I was on a boat that I visualized, but it wasn't my boat. So I thought, oh, this isn't working, but it was working. I didn't even realize that was the process, and it's actually working because now I was starting to get on those boats, and I was starting to see those boats and be on those boats. And then, I've had a boat, and I've got some jet skis now. So it really works. You just don't, put any expectations on it that it's, going to be yours, because once it starts appearing in your life, that means it's working. And then eventually it's going to be yours because it's starting to work and it's coming into your life. So take, just a few minutes, even if you take 20 seconds and just look at your visual board. Then also the next saver is exercise. We've got to put exercise in our life and eat right and be healthy. So with some of the exercises that I've been doing is I'm like, oh, I need to get out there and run, because that's what he says in Hal's book, the Miracle Morning. You don't. You can do whatever you want. Just find something to put some sort of exercise in your life. This morning, what I did is I don't know if any of you have ever heard of these, but it's the 5 Tibetan rites. They actually say the 5 Tibetan rites are the fountain of youth. So, I believe in them. I do them. They're really simple. They're easy. I can do them right on my floor. I just YouTube it, pull up a lady, that's doing them. And I only have to do each one of them 21 times. I'm not up to 21 times yet. I'm only up to 7. But I actually so I've started doing the Tibetan rites. Also, another one of my favorite ones is for yoga. It's the sun salutation. It's actually a morning routine that you do to wake your body up and to wake yourself up and to be alive and to hit the world head on. So those are a couple of things that I do. You guys might have your own suggestions or your own ideas. Also, get a partner to join you in your exercise. Accountability partners, I believe, are so helpful. I remember when I was in the best shape of my life, I would go to the gym, and I had a partner that I'd have to meet there every day, and we would be there every day working out together. So I think that's something that you can do as well. The next saver is reading. So take a minute and read. And even if you take just a couple minutes, like this morning, I didn't plan accordingly, so I had to get up a little bit. I got up on time, but I still didn't plan, so I had to, cut my reading down. But what I did is I'm like, okay, I'm going to read, and I picked up everything all my notes from EMT, the training that we just did yesterday, and I started reviewing my notes and reading what I had written down. And so that was part of my reading. It doesn't matter what it is, just pick up a little something and read it, even if it's like just a couple paragraphs or a couple lines, if that's all you have time for. Then also, the next one is scribing. That's the last saver, is scribing. Scribing is, or journaling, as some people call it. You can call it scribing, you can call it journaling, whatever works best for you. So this morning, I didn't, like I said, didn't have that much time. So what I did is I just wrote a couple lines, and I just wrote, I love myself and I love my life. Today is the day the Lord has given me, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. That's the only things I wrote. Whatever came to me, I just wrote down a couple little lines, and those are, probably great affirmations now that I can use. So just even if you start with even one line or just doing one of these things, it's going to make a difference in your life. They say just to make, a little bit of a difference in your life. You only have to implement like one or two things into your life. And if you can just implement a couple things, your life will be so much different from today, 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road, 30 years down the road, even 5 years down the road. So that's what I would say is just take one of these concepts, even if it's just getting up and drinking a glass of water in the morning, and just start implementing them. And then you can add other things later on. But just start to, form different daily habits. So that's all I have on that. I just wanted to, it looks like I'm like at 8:24. So I was going to go over some other things. However, I would like to, kind of open up the call and hear from you guys and see if any of you guys are, having any success with the Miracle Morning, or if you're implementing it, or if any of you guys have something that you implement in the morning. So who would like to share? Who would like to share their morning routine? Anyone? Is anyone there?
Shelly, I'm sure we've got 51 participants on the line. I'm sure one of them will respond to your question.
Okay, you guys come on out. Anyone come out and let me know what you're doing in the morning.
Oh, hey, Shelly.
Yes.
Hey, this is Eric Went.
Hi.
Hi. Well, I just want to let you know that I don't have a morning routine, but some of the things you said made me want to start one. So I appreciate your sharing those things this morning.
Well, good. I challenge you to do that. And if you want, hit me on Facebook, hit me on Meetup, and let me know what you're going to start. I'd love to, help you, start one and be accountable for it. So thank you. Thank you for sharing and being honest about that.
Yep.
Anyone else? I was just going to say oh, good. Hi, Bill. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are
Great. Good. Fabulous. Thank you.
Yeah, I think definitely what you talked about is important. I go to the gym every day. I think exercise is definitely overlooked, and if people could get into that routine, I'll tell you, it creates so much more energy for the rest of the day.
Oh, perfect.
I never have caffeine in the afternoon. I never take naps. I'm never tired. When I finally go to sleep at night, I hit the pillow and I'm out, and I wake up easy at 6 every day, and it's pretty easy. And exercise has a great deal to do with that, and so does diet. So I think those two things, if anybody's studying with Ron or whomever they study with, it's super important. And in my opinion, as important as business or getting on this call every morning. I walk my dogs every single morning before I go to the gym. And like you, that's where I probably don't write it down, but at least I think about the things for the day and stuff like that. So I think a routine is absolutely critical for business, especially the Renatus business and real estate. So it's a good topic.
I agree, Bill. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think some of us, we get so caught up in, trying to make money or going to work or in, getting into our just same old, boring routine and, reaching for that caffeine that we don't do the healthy things for ourselves. And like Michael will tell you, working on yourself. And Bill, thank you so much. I appreciate you sharing that. And I admire you so much for sharing that and for being dedicated to doing that, because you are ahead of a lot of us because you get that. You get it, and you know that it's important. And I am just realizing that because I've, been a single mom, raised my daughter on my own for 15 years. And I neglected myself because I thought I was doing the right thing, when really neglecting myself and not doing the exercise and not eating right was actually the neglect that, was taking place in my life. And I probably would have been further along than I am in life had I, stopped and just took that time for me, and was good to myself and exercised and ate right and that. But you know what? It's never too late to start. And it's like I said, I'm just getting that, just even just a little teeny step, even if it's just you get up and you yawn and stretch and do one jumping jack, it's something more than you did the day before. And it will, if you continually doing that, it will become a habit, and it will help you in your business as well. So thank you so much, Bill. I appreciate that.
Yeah, the other thing about that is it's very much like business, especially the Renatus business, because Renatus, it's simple, but it's not easy, right? So
right.
These little habits, that one jumping jack could be that one call, right?
Right.
That one change in food, not that you're cutting something out of your diet, but you're adding something in. Well, you're just adding something into your routine when you place an ad or make a call or go to a meeting or whatever. And it's all habits. We always choose the easiest thing with human nature, which is to help our family and not help ourselves, to not go to the gym and go do something for someone else. And it's really just an excuse. And those same principles will apply to our business, especially Renatus business and real estate. And so as we change those habits, they simply correlate all the way through. And your Renatus business and your marketing and your real estate business will absolutely reflect your everyday routine, in my opinion. So
well said. Very well said. Thank you so much, Bill. I appreciate that. Okay, well, it looks like we're at 8:30. If anyone really has a burning desire, that little desire to share, and it's going to get you outside your comfort zone, because too, even getting up and exercising gets you outside your comfort zone. And I'm committed to living outside my comfort zone for the next, I'd say for this next year. That's what I'm going to do, is I'm living outside my comfort zone. So get out of your comfort zone. If you want to share something and you have that little burning desire, but you're so scared and your heart's pounding, just jump on the call and share whatever you want to share really quick.
Hello.
Hello.
Shelly, this is Berta Melgoza. You're right. I'm so afraid sometimes, but I'm going to add something to my daily routine. As
Good.
you mentioned at the beginning, it's so challenging to and sometimes overwhelming to do the things that we should do besides the Renatus business. But one of the things that has helped me is to pray, because that gives me the strength and what else? That gives me the strength and the opportunity to be thankful, and to say that I'm not by myself, that I'm not
Right.
alone, that I can do everything is I need to do. And that helped me a lot, because when I pray, I don't feel alone. I feel powerful. I feel humble. I feel very, very well. So I do the things that you mentioned. I exercise. I meditate. I look at my dream board. But I need to do more things like the repetitions, the affirmations. I need to do more. So thank you for your sharing.
Thank you. I want to thank you so much for sharing. And I want to say something too. A lot of us, I mean, there's I believe in prayer. I believe in being grateful, and I believe in a higher power or whatever it is. But you guys, when you start listening to these self-development books and you're engaging in these books, they do bring, God or, a higher power or whatever that is. They do bring that up a lot. And so praying, for some of us, it's important. For other of us, it may be meditation, whatever that is for you to be grateful for. I believe that is so important as well, so that you're not alone. And you're not alone either, because you also have your Renatus family. And I believe that we all were brought here together for a higher purpose and for something bigger, and to actually make a change and a difference in the world. And I want to thank you guys all for being on this call. I want to thank you all for being a part of Renatus. I am so grateful and so blessed. It's changed my life, and it's changing my life. And so I'm just glad we're all on this journey together. So thank you, and go out there and make it a great day. And thanks for all of you who shared. I appreciate you all and love you all. Bye-bye.
Shelly, sure appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron.